Stop number 20 on the Castrol GTX Cup Series brings us back to the tricky triangle, Pocono Raceway, as we're right here today. I know some of you are probably thinking there, wait a minute, we were just at Pocono a few races ago. Well, yeah, we were for race number 16 on the season. Well, we're back here for race number 20 on the season for the running of the AC Sparkplugs 400, as we're set for 30 laps of racing on this racetrack here today. May not seem like much, but when it comes to this track, it's pretty long. I will say that for sure. So here's the starting line for today's running event. On the pole, it's Zach Rogers at 184 miles an hour. He's on the pole. Alongside of him, another Dodge. It's Mike Becker, the number 43 car. Both of them have won twice this season on this series. Here, it's an all-Dodge front row. Second row has number 3, Cole Deaver in the GM Goodwrench Chevrolet. He won his season at Dover. Flanking him is Kyle Matthews, still yet to win this season. As a matter of fact, strangely enough, in Racing Cane's Chicken Fingers Pontiac. Can today be the day for Kyle? Well, we'll find out. Row number 3 will be car 17, Jesse Turner, and car number 17, Jesse Turner, and alongside number 1, Trent Dunham. And her fourth row has Kat Batson. She has one of her in-car cameras in today's race, the number 70 Aussie Hair Care Products Ford. She's alongside Nathan Hudson and the Valvoline Ford, car number 6. Fifth row has Johnny Gardner in 81, the Oreo Menards Ritz Chevrolet. He's alongside car number 2, Dylan Young in the Wawa Universal Studios Outback Steakhouse Ford. Next row down has car number 4, William Brock. He's flanked by number 69, Kev Shearer. Next row down has Rafael Leduc, number 16, the Montreal Canadiens Buick. He's won twice this season, and one of those came right here at Pocono in the first race we ran here this season. Looking for the Pocono sweep. Flanking him outside is another two-time winner, Levi McIntyre, in the Marvel Studios Zeb Bellringer WWE Ford. Next row down has number 86, Daniel Bouchard, alongside number 5, Phil Parker. Next row down is Keith Batson, number 39. He has our second in-car camera. Alongside of him is Joshua Osborne in the Dodge SRT Pennzoil Dodge, car number 60. Next row down has Rob Evans in number 8 in the Menards Nibco Chevrolet. And Jessica Shelton in the Canachan TB Ford. One number up, her car number's 9. Next row down has number 31, Dylan Potey, and Matt McIntyre, number 14. He has our third in-car camera in the Advanced Auto Parts Pontiac. Next row down has Mike Wayne Robinson in 28. And flanking him outside is Cole Baker in car number 11 in the Dollar General Toyota. Next row down has Colton Schwartz in 51 in the Branch Chevrolet, and Charles Samper in number 03 in the Vanilla Coke Chevrolet. Next row down has number 59, that's Zachary Fitzwater, and 66, Jordan Anderson sits alongside. Next row down has number 42, Angel Navarro, and number 7, Logan Williams in the Subway Buick. Next row down has number 36, Nathan Amadeo in the Texaco Haviland Ford, car 36. He's alongside car number 94, the Exide Batteries Chevrolet of Nathan Orman. Orman won a season at Michigan. Next row down has number 01, Jack Mitchell. He's alongside the Riverside winner. It is Quentin Moore. Next row down has number 25, Seth Cole, coming from way out back in the Liberty University Flat Out Racing Network Chevrolet. And reversing the numbers, number 52, it's Mason Wood. He's in another Chevrolet. Next row down, Nikki Martinez in the Muscle Milk Rudy's Barbecue Toyota car 24. She's alongside number 55. It is James Sykes in the Texas Pete Sauces Ford. He had a third place run at Daytona. Speaking of Daytona in the Pepsi 400, in that same race, the Pepsi 400, this man pulled off the upset at the Pepsi 400. It's number 95, Alex Miller in the Taco Bell Dodge. He's flanked by car 93. It is Zach Winkle, and those two will round out the field for the AC Sparkplugs 500. Those two. So, kind of ironic here. You got an all-Dodge front row and an all-Dodge back row. How ironic on that. So, what are the odds? So, pole speed we mentioned, 184.805 miles an hour, almost 185 on this track. This version of Pocono, pretty fast, pretty competitive, and pretty exciting. We saw an exciting race there the last time we was here, so can we duplicate that here today? Well, we'll find out. As the field awaits the command to fire the engines for, well, what was that all about? For the AC Sparkplugs 400.
Gentlemen, start your engine!
Well, the commencement again, the 30 inches as the pace car leads the field off pit road for the pace up. We'll be back for the start of the race right after this. Field rounds their way through turn number 3 here at Pocono Raceway. Here, there's only 3 turns, so I have to try my best to not say turn 4. Hunter strike because there's no turn 4. As they come off the 3rd corner here, as the pace car will duck off on the pit road. Field led in the hands of a pair of Dodges. Zach Rogers and Mike Becker both have won twice this season. Rogers won at Bristol and Rockingham, while Becker won at Richmond and Charlotte. As green flag is already waved, we're underway here at Pocono, and Rogers will lead him down to turn number 1. Off turn number 1 they come here in 3rd gear. They're still in 3rd gear, shifting to 4th gear now. Becker is in 2nd position. Kyle Mack is trying to take 3rd from Cole Deaver as they go into turn number 2. That's the tunnel turn bank at 8 degrees. There is a tunnel that runs through that corner for the traffic to make their way into the infield. And now into the flattest turn of them all, 6 degrees of banking in turn number 3. Jesse Turner goes to 4th as he gets by Matthews. So they come off the 3rd corner. Mike Becker looks to the low side of Zach Rogers. And on to the longest straightaway of them all, 3,740 feet is the front stretch here at length at Pocono. About less than 300 feet short is what you have at Talladega on the back stretch. Speaking of Talladega, we'll be heading there next on the tour for the last plate race of the season, the Die Hard 500. And off the steepest bank turn of the track, that's turn number 1, banked at 14 degrees of here at Pocono Raceway. Cole Beaver goes to the low side, trying to look for 2nd place on Mike Becker. Beaver, as we mentioned, won at Dover this season, but he not only won that race, but he also won the Winston All-Star race at Charlotte this season in the GM Goodrich Chevrolet. He's one of only 2 drivers that's won for Chevy this season. The other being Nathan Orman, as we mentioned, at the first stop at Michigan this season. He'll be heading to Michigan next. We'll be heading for the 2nd stop at Michigan for a few races from now for the Champion Spark Plug 400. In turn number 1 on the front stretch here, Cat Batson's just taking 5th from Johnny Gardner now. Gardner in 6th position. 7th is Brock. 8th is Matthews. 9th is Hudson. And about over 10th between Raphael LeDuc and Trent Dunham as they come down the back stretch down the Long Pond straightaway here. Off into turn number 2, or turn number 3, I should say, excuse me. LeDuc looks to the low side of Dunham. Dunham pulls back ahead here. He has about maybe a 3 or 4 car length lead on Raphael LeDuc for position, whom LeDuc meantime falls into the clutches of his buddy Levi McIntyre in the Marvel Studios Ford. McIntyre looks low. That's for 12th position. McIntyre running actually that's for 11th, excuse me. LeDuc's running 11th and McIntyre in 12th. Dylan Young is 13th, Phil Parker 14th, 15th is Danny Bouchard, about to lose a spot to Kev Sheeran in 69. And you're riding with Keith Batson in car 39 as he runs right now, as he's in the battle for 16th with Jessica Shelton. She gets by Batson and Bouchard both, so Shelton picks up a couple spots in one fell swoop as she comes down the front stretch, or they all come down the front stretch, I should say. It's not just her, but it's a host of others. And down the low side goes Rob Evans as he gets by Dylan Poteet, the winner at New Hampshire this season, the Great Clips Chevrolet. Poteet along with Trent Dunham both dominated that race up in the Magic Mile. And Evans gets by Poteet, but no sooner he does, Poteet gets back by him, and now Osborne in the 60 car looks to the low side, and he'll get past the 8 car of Rob Evans. And now Mike Wayne Robinson goes low. Here comes number 94. That's Nathan Foreman. He looked low, but looking lower is Matt McIntyre, number 14, Advanced Auto Parts Pontiac. On board with Matt McIntyre, he goes 204 miles an hour on turn number 1, so we got the speed speedometer right there up ahead. You may not see it, but Down to as slow as 171 miles an hour into off turn number 1. 203 miles an hour into turn number 2. Down about 171 again to turn number 2. Following Mike Wayne Robinson in 28 car up ahead in 23rd position. McIntyre runs 24th and 192 miles an hour into turn number 3. And down about 146 in the middle of turn 3. So takes that corner very gingerly here as they come down the front stretch here. Gets a grab off the 28 car. And that last time by for McIntyre, 181.613 miles per hour. He's 22nd right now. Robinson up ahead in 21st. Zach Rogers, meantime, still leads the race here with Jesse Turner second position. We'll go back to the front of the field, and that's what it looks like. That's what it looks like. That's what it looks like in front right now. Turner goes to the low side. Turner always seems to run well here at Pocono. He's won here before. And up to third position goes Cat Batson, who's been showing some signs of good runs here the last few races. And now Turner goes for the lead in car 17. Here he comes to the low side of Zach Rogers. And he'll take the lead. So Jesse Turner moves to the front. Rogers fights back on the outside, or tries to, I should say. And he's got the momentum on that high side. And that's one thing that's the one thing, especially on the steeper bank tracks, that people don't recognize, is that sometimes sometimes the higher side gets a better run than the driver on the lower side. Like the lower side of the track here, yes, is the shortest way around, but the high side is that you get a better run off the banking, and you get more straightaway speed than the driver who's on the low side. So that's sometimes the case on some of the tracks, especially when you get to tracks like Charlotte, Atlanta, and Texas, and places like that. Pocono, it's not so much of a factor, to be honest, but still. But Jesse Turner does take the lead, and 3 wide back there with Cat Batson, Rafael LeDuc, and Mike Becker. And LeDuc tries to get a side drive off the 4 car of William Brock. Becker falls in behind Batson here, and Nathan Hudson up to the fourth position. Give a call to that number 6 Valvoline car. Hudson at the 4th spot now, and we got a battle for the lead again. Here comes Rogers to the low side of Jesse Turner. Off turn number 3 they come, and Zach Rogers goes back to the lead. Turner in second position, but now Cole Deaver goes to the low side, tries for second place. But Turner's got the help of number 6 car Nathan Hudson, but Deaver got the draft off the 97 cars of Zach Rogers, and Cole Deaver goes to the second position here. Deaver comes in this race leading the points. And wants to add yet another win this season here to try to extend his lead in the points. And Cole Deaver goes to the lead here at Pocono off turn number 2. Boy, Cole Deaver coming there running pretty strong here at Pocono Raceway as they come down the front stretch. Deaver leads that lap here. That's 10 in the books and 20 to go here at Pocono Raceway. In the AC Spark Plugs 400, Zach Rogers is second, Nathan Hudson third, Mike Becker fourth, and Jesse Turner runs in fifth position. 6th is Rafael LeDuc. 7th is Phil Parker. He's moved up nicely through the field. Cat Batson's 8th. Kyle Matthews 9th, and William Brock runs in 10th position right now as we continue to watch this battle here. 11th is Trent Dunham, Jessica Shelton at the 12th. 13th is Johnny Gardner. 14th, Joshua Osborne. 15th is Levi McIntyre. Kev Shearer 16th, Keith Batson 17th. Dylan Young 18th. Danny Bouchard 19th. And 20th is Mike Wayne Robinson. That's how the top 20 looks like right now after 12 laps of this race. Or 11 laps, in this race, I should say. Averaging 180.876 miles per hour here so far. Mike Becker has the fastest lap of the race so far at 183.719 miles an hour. In fact, the top 10 laps all over 183 miles an hour. Deaver brings his car off turn number 2 here. Rogers falling far behind as the field's lining up single file for the time being, but nope, here comes Becker to the low side in number 43. And now the field begins to get a little bit strewn out of here a little bit here on the front stretch. And a battle going on between Kyle Matthews and Jessica Shelton. That's for 9th position, or that's for 8th position, excuse me. Shelton's up to 9th place, so the 9 car again. Another good run here up in the top 10. Kat Batson running in 10th position in the 70 car. On board with Kat Batson in car number 70, the Aussie Hair Care Products Ford. And you see the top 9 cars up ahead of her right now, so she's not far behind the leader at this point, Cole Deaver. As they come down the front stretch here, see how fast Kat drives the front stretch here as somebody went to the inside of the racetrack. That was Becker, I believe, in the 43. And Batson at 206 miles an hour into turn number 1. And down to 170 in the middle of turn number 1. Batson goes into turn number 3 right now as she tries to make the move, as she tries to close it back up on Shelton. Actually, that's turn 2, not turn 3, excuse me, on that one. And Mike Becker moves to the left side. He gets by Zach Rogers, so move Becker to second position, and Rogers now getting shuffled back a little bit off that 3rd corner. Jesse Turner gets past him, so does Nathan Hudson. Now Raphael LeDuc looks to the low side in car 16 in the Montreal Canadiens Buick. And that is for 5th position, I believe, that LeDuc's going for. He's been the only driver that's won for Buick this season so far. Not only won once, but he also won twice. And like I said, one of those wins came right here in the first race here at Pocono. And he hopes for a Pocono sweep here today. And he still got about, well, this time by will be the halfway point. 15 down, 15 to go. And here comes LeDuc low side. He gets by Rogers, and now he's going to follow Nathan Hudson. And number 6, and Hudson goes to 3rd position now as Mike Becker tries to close up on Deaver for the lead. Deaver's got Becker over his back bumper, as you saw right there. As we continue to watch this battle going on here, Kyle Mendes trying to move his way up to the field. Now he's now by Rogers. That moves him up to 6th. So that's positions 3, 4, and 5 you're seeing right there, and 6 and 7 you saw it briefly. And now Turner goes to the low side, number 17. And meantime, battle for the lead. Mike Becker takes the lead over Cole Deaver. There's the battle right there going on between the 43 and the 3 cars. And Becker takes the lead here off turn number 3. So the STP Cheerios dodged the top spot. Deaver led his share of laps, and now Becker goes back to the front spot. Deaver falls in behind Becker and in front of Turner right now. So Deaver didn't lose all that much. He's still 2nd position, but now Turner goes to the low side now in 17, the Tim Horton special. Down the front straight, or on the Long Pond straightaway they go. Long Pond straightaway is 3,055 feet in length. And you head to the North Chute, which is 1,780 feet in length. That's the shortest straightaway of the bunch. But now Deaver is close up on the back of Mike Becker's car, number 43. As they come down the front stretch now, as Deaver now pulls back of the back bumper of Becker's car. Here comes Deaver to the low side for the lead once again. And Mike Becker still has the lead here. Turner now goes to the left side. He's got the help from Raphael LeDuc. So drafting help happening right there. And there is such a thing as a draft happening at Pocono when you get close enough on those long straightaways here. There's some tracks that drafting comes into play too, not just Talladega and Daytona. As we mentioned, Talladega will be next on the tour. As we mentioned, and then after Talladega will be Indianapolis. But anyway, and that's another track. That's another track that also, believe it or not, a draft can play dividends off of his Indy. Believe it or not, the obviously the big track at Indy, not the short track. Obviously, we'll be heading to when we go into both the big track and the short track, both on the when we do the truck series on the Red Racer 1985 channel. But still, but now Deaver's falling behind right now as he goes on the outside, about to lose a spot to Kyle Matthews in number 91. Matthews trying for fourth position. He's got it off turn number 2. So Rafael Duke moves to third spot. Turner up to second. Becker still the leader of the race here as we're about to close up on 11 laps to go. This will complete the 19th lap of this race. Matthews moves inside of LeDuc now once again as they come off turn number 1, excuse me. So you got Dodge in the lead, Ford in second, a Buick in third, a Pontiac in fourth, and a Chevy 5 and 6 right now. Jessica Shelton in seventh and a Ford. Zach Rogers in eighth. Keith Batson's up to ninth position now in the number 39 car. That's another Ford and another Ford. The 6 car of Nathan Hudson runs in 10th position right now as they come down for 10 laps remaining in this race here. And here comes Hudson, low side of Batson, a drag race down the front stretch between those two cars. A pair of Ford Fusions here as Becker, or I should say, Batson loses a spot to the 6 car of Hudson. Hudson had the lead had the spot by about a half a car to start finish line here, but Batson's fighting back here, and he's got his wife Kat behind him in 11th position right now in the Aussie Hair Care Ford. Off turn number 2 they come. Hudson's still trying to get by Keith Batson, and now Kat says, sorry Keith, but I'm going to go with Nathan. He's got a faster car here. And so Hudson takes the 9th position away. Meantime, change for the lead. Jesse Turner's up front. Sorry, we missed the lead change right there happening, but now Kyle Mendes looks inside of Becker for second place. He's got the help from the Raging Cajun, Phil Parker, in that number 5 Exalta Tide Chevy. A lot of colors represented here: red, yellow, blue, orange, white, and black. And a touch of green now here with in the form of Zach Rogers and Jessica Shelton. So this is not over by a long shot right now here at Pocono here. Turner may be out in front by quite a bit though, but Becker's trying to close back up once again in that 43 machine. Eight laps to go. You think it's crazy right now, though? Wait till Talladega happens there, and you'll really see craziness there when that race comes next on the tour. Deaver moves out in front. Deaver moves ahead of Shelton right now. Shelton gets pushed up the track by Nathan Hudson now in the number 6 car. As they come off turn number 2 right there, and now Johnny Gardner throws his hat in the ring right now. And where did Levi McIntyre come from? That 99 car there. Here he goes in the Marvel Studios Ford as he says it's go time. And meantime, Kyle Matthews moves inside of Mike Becker for second place. And Phil Parker says, "No way, Kyle. I'm the one who's supposed to go to the inside." And Parker looks low in that orange Chevrolet there. But now Zach Rogers decides to draft off Matthews' car. He keeps Matthews in third position for the time being. And see where everything shakes out right now here. McIntyre trying to get by Johnny Gardner in the 81 car. And they both have William Brock behind him. Now Angel Navarro, we haven't talked about him at all today in that 42 car. Navarro's moved his way up the field. He's gotten past both Keith Batson and Joshua Osborne in the 60 car. Osborne is now helping Navarro. Navarro running 14th right now. He's right up behind the William Brock machine. Osborne in 15th, Keith Batson 16th, Dylan Young 17th, 18th is Trent Dunham. Then Mike Wayne Robinson 19th, and Kev Shearer in 20th, and Charles Samper 21st at the time being. And now Zach Rogers and Rafael Leduc both shut to the high side now. Kyle Matthews goes to second place now. Can he get past Turner? Jesse Turner's not won in a long time. Kyle Matthews has not won this season so far. Mike Becker's looking for his third victory of the season. And then you got Phil Parker, who's also not won this season yet. And now Mike Becker looks low on the track here, trying to get past Matthews. He's got him for second place. But Matthews trying to fight back on the outside of the track off turn number 1. Gets the draft off the 17 car of Jesse Turner as they come down the long tunnel straight now in the turn number 2, and Phil Parker close up in a hurry on the 43 car of Becker. Parker to 4th. Parker to 4th. Deaver in 5th right now. Deaver closing up on the Phil Parker machine. Zach Rogers in 5th and Rafael Leduc running in 6th. Rogers is in 6th position. Leduc is in 7th, excuse me, on that one here. A 180-mile-an-hour chess game happening here at Pocono Raceway. So it basically all boils down to, here comes Becker to the left side of Matthews for second place. Matthews has got a little bit of a stronger horse at this point. And now Phil Parker says it's go time. He goes for third position. He's got third. He's going to bring Deaver with him, as well as Zach Rogers in the 97 as they come off turn number 3. 3 laps to go. Can Jesse Turner hold them all up for his first victory of the season? Well, we'll find out here. You got 2 drivers with a lot of incentive right now, as they come, or actually 3 drivers racing with a lot of incentive. Excuse me on that one. Becker, with Turner, Matthews, and Phil Parker. It'll be winning number 1 of the season either way here. Matthews to the low side for second for the lead. Through turn 3 they come here as they come off as he sticks in us that punting to the low side here. Turner fights back on the outside of the 17 machine. Here comes number 5. That's Phil Parker. He goes low on the track now, and he gets by Turner. So Turner moves from 1st to 3rd now. Now what's Phil Parker going to do here? 2 laps to go. Don't tune away, folks, because we are in for a pretty good finish here. Will it be Matthews? Will it be Parker? Will it be Turner? Will it be Becker? That's gonna be here's Becker's now back in this race now. Lap car up ahead. That is the car of Johnny Gardner. Gardner was having a really good run here today, and he's falling off the pace. Question is, will they catch him before they get to the final lap ends? So it may likely happen, possibly. Phil Parker goes to the lead now. Parker to the top spot here. Phil Parker brings car number 5 out in front. The white flag waves. He has 1 lap remaining here at Pocono. Matthews to the outside. He's fallen back. Jesse Turner to the low side, takes second position. Mike Becker behind him. Now can they pull up on the 5 car of Parker? That's gonna be the question. If Parker make it a drafting help from Johnny Gardner's car. Off turn number 2 they come. Parker has one turn to negotiate here. But now Matthews and Turner trying to draft up to the 5-car of Parker. Can they get up there in time? I don't think they will as they go through turn number 3 now. And off the third corner they come. Phil Parker has got it made. Turner is closing up quickly. But it's Phil Parker winning the AC Spark Plugs 400 at Pocono. Phil Parker, the Raging Cajun, gets his first victory of the season and gives Chevrolet their third victory of the season. But boy, Turner and Matthews were coming on in the last lap of the race. And between those three, as I mentioned, those three were racing with a lot of incentive on trying to get their first victory of the season. But it's Phil Parker's day here today at Pocono Raceway as he wins the AC Spark Plugs 400, averaging 180.042 miles an hour. Wow. So off the third, so with race number 19 in the book, race number 20 in the books here, Phil Parker is your winner. Jesse Turner comes home second. Kyle Matthews was third. Fourth position was Mike Becker. Fifth was Nathan Hudson, a good run for the Valvoline team here today. Rafael LeDuc was sixth. Zach Rogers with a much needed point stay comes home seventh. Jessica Shelton comes home eighth. Ninth was Cole Deaver and Levi McIntyre with a solid 10th place run here today. 11th will go to Keith Batson. Angel Navarro finished the race nicely, finishing 12th. Joshua Osborne 13th. 14th will go to William Brock. Cat Betson 15th, as you saw a frustrated Johnny Gardner come off the third corner, and I'm sure he's PO'd about his run. He was running in the top 15 when whatever problem he had happened. We'll look back on that too after we get the full field rundown here. 15th was Cat Batson, 16th was Dylan Young, 17th was Trent Dunham, 18th Kev Shearer, 19th Charles Emmer, and Zachary Fitzwater comes home in 20th. And Dylan Poteet, Seth Cole, Nathan Orman, Matt McIntyre, Nicky Martinez, Mike Wayne Robinson, Cole Baker, Rob Evans, Alex Miller, and Jordan Anderson was the top 30. Then the rest of the order for you. Colton Schwartz, James Sykes, Natan Amadeo, Quentin Moore, Daniel Bouchard, Jack Mitchell, Logan Williams, Zach Winkle, Mason Wood, and Johnny Gardner, as we mentioned, was running top 15, but he ended up finishing dead last in this race here, unfortunately for him. Well, here is what happened to Johnny Gardner. He was running in 11th position right at this point here. They were coming down for 4 laps remaining in this race there. He was in a battle for 10th with Jessica Shelton as they come down the front stretch here. Gardner, everything looks pretty good at this point right here. 180 miles an hour down the front stretch here. And crosses the start-finish line right there. Completes another lap. And then Gardner goes to the inside, tries to see if he can try to make a run at Jessica Shelton for the take position away. And Gardner slowed dramatically. Something went awry on the number 81 car. So he slowed really dramatically. And then that lap here, he makes his way on the pit road here, 65 miles an hour on the pit road speed limit at Pocono, and so an unscheduled pit stop for some reason here put Gardner out of contention here, and almost a lap down too. I mean, Phil Parker just about put him a lap down on the last lap of the race there, and so an unscheduled tire change was what knocked Gardner out. Out of contention. So that was what happened here, and of course you hate to see anybody lose a good run like that too. Doesn't matter who it is. So caution free at Pocono. Phil Parker gets his first victory of the season here. If you like what you see here, be sure to subscribe to the NNSCRA Sports and Gaming channel. We got everything on the channel. We got NR races, we got gaming videos, we got NR online videos, whatever the president of the NNSCRA Seth Kozar's first channel. And be sure to check out our other two series that does our other two NNSCRA series. The NNSCRA Marvel Studios Cup Series from Thrash Maniac 99, and also the NNSCRA Spectrum Mobile Cup Series from X8675309-858X. So be sure to check out those two channels along with our own here from the NNSCRA. So that will do it here today at Pocono here. For now, this is James Qualls. This has been a production of the NNSCRA. Offline racing at its best. We'll see you at Talladega for the Die Hard 500.